go. Ready, go. So basically, getting slow, and then you try to push the ground hard with the needle and try to swing. But actually, during the backswing, you use the right leg better, that there's no need to jump. Okay. So lowering the body, then try to push the ground hard. That's why the jumping occurs. If you in the backswing, good support from the right leg, and then shift to the left and then kick the ground. The timing is right, and you will not be able to jump. Yeah, so you are jumping early. Because this is always a matter of how your body senses your motion. But if your body knows that you're not quite ready for the downswing, then something happens. You have a compensatory motion. But if you have good support, from the right side, your body is fairly well prepared, and without any excessive motion, you can just go to a downswing. But if you're in this position, then you are in the position where you do not use your right leg that well. Then you have to slide to the left side so that you can use your left leg to compensate that. So then early jump occurs. But when you have good support from this side, now you're using the right leg, and then with that you're going to the left leg and then push the ground. Then you're simply taking turns. Use the right leg for the backswing, and then the leg in the downswing. Nice. But if you miss this, then you have to slide and then try to push hard. So what we'll do is we'll start with the rope swing. Okay, first we'll work on rope swing, and then mainly focus on swinging the rope around your body instead of jumping. So with that, you'll be able to find better timing. So hold the end of the rope here. Then swing back and forth continuously. And in doing this, pay attention to the motion of the end of the rope. Your goal is to give enough speed both ways. Okay. When the rope is moving fast enough, then it will already go around your body. But if the speed is not enough, then it will fall. Okay. It will fall down, right? So keep enough speed so that the rope can go around your body. So let's see. How do we do this? Initially give good stroke, and then stop. So, yeah, in doing this, the rope is completely flexible here. Yeah. So if your body motion is too quick here, before the rope is catching up, when you move the body, then this happens. But if you wait until the rope responds, then one stroke will go again. Okay. So no need to have this jerky body motion. Okay. Just work with the rope. Okay. But still you can give enough speed. So what's important is the rope motion, not your body motion. Swing. Now make it a bit faster. At the end, throw the arms so that you extend your arms. Throw, yeah. Okay. So if the rope goes to your neck, that means that it's too flat. Okay. Because it's flat here and then it wraps around your neck. If you go a bit steeper, then what happens is, so if the flexing plane is stiffer, then what you currently do, it will cross the right shoulder here, and then it will end up under your armpit here.
Okay.
So this is your target position.
Okay.
So let the rope go around your body and the end up here. The same thing, all the way down. All the way down. Now, when you have a full swing, that it'll cross the left shoulder and end up here, under the armpit.
Okay.
So that's your target position. This is going too flat. Already, if your hand is going here, it's too flat.
Okay.
Now it's getting flat.
Yeah.
It's getting flat. So, you're not manipulating this, but rather give enough speed to the rope.
Okay.
If you want to make the rope go around your body, just to keep enough speed for this. Just to throw it out, throw it out, throw it out, throw it out, throw it out. Let it go instead of trying to bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that it's becoming a jerky motion.
Okay.
It should be a continuous motion. So in other words, you have to use your body and then let it go in the body and then let it out. So before that, I think we need some dancing here. So keep your arms at the chest here. So you're not using arms at all. So then forward here. And shift left so that your left hip is over your left foot. And then so just a shift to this point. And then turn here. Move shoulder here. Shift to the right with this, just the right. And then now the right hip is on the right foot. Right knee is bent, right? Push the ground and then turn.
Okay.
Then shift the left. Push, turn, and then turn. Right, and then push and turn. But as you shift, you are lowering your body too much.
Okay.
No need to go that far down. Just try to shift. So from this position, just try to shift. Then automatically your right knee is bent here.
Okay.
Push the ground, good, and using there, you generate this turn. And shift the left, push and turn. So from now on, that turn motion is coming from your leg again. Now, let's make it a bit smaller. So just a shift, gently shift and then turn, and shift, turn, shift, turn, shift, turn, shift, turn. Yeah. So always when you move, shift it first.
Yeah.
Shift first and then turn. You do have a wide stance, partially because wide stance you're going to disinfection. But if you keep a bit narrower, then you don't have you cannot move that much, right? So shift and then gently shift and then turn, shift and 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 turn. So now, imagine here's a mirror. You put tapes in this form here, so it gives you a cone-shaped space. And when you move your lower body, your pelvis will move a lot, but your head is not moving that much.
Okay.
So you're basically moving within this cone-shaped space. Like this. Continuous motion. Okay. And then one thing you have to be careful is if you so much that you have a figure 8 type motion. But instead, you already have a little bit of that tendency. But for here, from here, just a turn. Okay? And then shift and then just a turn, shift and turn, instead of weaving the shoulder like this.
Okay.
Just shift and turn, and shift and turn, shift and turn, shift and turn, then turn, then turn, so the motion becomes a bit simpler, right?
Okay.
So with that, shift the turn, shift the turn, shift the turn, the turn, the turn, the turn, the turn, turn, left, right, left, but your stance is too wide, left, right, left, right, left, right. So currently I'm using a bit narrow stance there. I will tolerate it, but so for your height, your stance is too wide.
Yeah.
That will give you a lot of room for this motion.
Okay.
So you have to use reasonable stance. And now it looks a lot better. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So the accent is the turn. The turn is coming from the leg push.
Yeah.
Yes. Push, 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 push. You see, now this is, it looks good. You are a good dancer. You passed my test. Yeah. So now you have natural stepping like action. Right? So always you step and then push the ground. When you push, then you turn. Yeah. Yeah, that slower step will be perfect. But now, so what we know here is, in the backswing, you push and then turn, instead of just a turn. So normally what happens if you just try to turn, then you try to maintain the balance, right?
Yeah.
But even in the backswing, shift first and then turn by pushing the ground. Yeah. Dancing, left, right, left, right. Push more, push more, push more, push more, push, push. So in order to push well, then what should happen? In order to push good, then you have to lower the body a bit more, right?
Yeah.
You have to bend the knee a bit more. But now,
Yeah.
that bending should not be intentional lowering here.
Yeah.
So rather, just put emphasis on push up and up. Yeah. So when you have a good push motion, automatically between the pushes, your body will go down. So don't try to intentionally lower your body like this.
Yeah.
Rather, just to push up and push up, push up, push up. Yes, exactly. Now, when this happens, the upper body turn is coming from the lower body action here.
Yeah.
You cannot slide and try to jump up. Because the whole purpose of pushing is to promote good turn. Yeah. Good dance. Yep. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now arms down, swing, 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 push, left, push, right, left, right, left, right. Of course, this is the tempo is a bit faster now,
Yeah.
but still the idea is you are awakening your lower body.
Yeah.
By using the leg actions, you are promoting the upper body.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when you want to increase the magnitude, then you lower the tempo a little bit, and then make the motion bigger. So let's go. I will try to change the tempo along the way. But you have to follow me. Okay. So initially, smaller one, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, push left, push right, push, push. Smaller one, a bit faster. Push, 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 push. Smaller one, faster. Oh, can you do this? So when you use your lower body well, you can control all of this.
Yeah.
So just the way you try to increase the magnitude, then you good push. Emphasize this motion here. Good push here, push here, push here. Again. Swing, swing, push and turn, push and turn, push right, left, right, left, right, left. Yeah. So when you keep dancing like this, then automatically the timing of your lower body shift, upper body turn will be well established. Then you don't have to worry about it. It's automatically done that way.
Yeah.
Then you can make it more structured. So here, swing, swing, 1, 2, 3, wind up, swing.
Okay.
Swing, swing, 1, 2, 3, wind up, let it go. Now let's add the pelvis turn a little more. So as you swing the arms back and forth here, also try to turn the pelvis, turn. When you turn the pelvis more, then you can use the legs more actively.
Okay.
Yeah. So, push, pelvis turn, yes. Yeah. So what happens is, when you push the ground well with the right leg, then it'll bring the hip up and also backwards slightly, right? With that, you have good pelvis turn, and then shoulder turn. Yeah. So when you use the legs actively, then the pelvis motion is reflect.
Yeah.
Usually, when we look at the pelvis motion, then you can easily figure out whether you're using the legs really well or not. Yeah. So with that, now, let's go back to the rope. In the rope swing, again, you have to use the legs. The tempo is too fast. So now we have this flexible object in the hand. It has a physical characteristics. So you have to match your body motion tempo with this. If you go too quickly, then this happens. We have to wait until this is completed, going back, use again the same dance, use the lower action, let it go, let it, instead of using the right.
Okay.
Feel the motion of the end of the rope, feel the motion of the end of the rope, and then let it go, throw, yes, both ways, yes, you see. Now, as you turn your pelvis and shoulder more actively, certainly the rope motion becomes better. So, swing, 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 swing. Yeah, now, there are two purposes for the ropes. One is to develop consistent swing both ways, back and forth, the same thing. The second one, you have to have enough time to wait until the rope goes around your body, then starts the motion back and forth. This is similar to, when you ride a swing, in your backyard you have this swing, your daddy is pushing it.
Yeah.
But then, when the swing comes this way and then finishes this motion, then daddy will push. Right? Instead of it's coming and trying to push against it.
Yeah.
Wait until this is done and then push.
Yeah.
The same thing. Go and then wait until this is done and then let it go. Instead of
Okay.
to give more time at the end. Really change the direction. Throw the arms, hands. Yeah. And then here at the end, in order to have more time, wait until the rope is completely rope motion done, you have to add extra shoulder turn at the end here.
Okay.
So your interest is not quickly go down, but rather add more shoulder turn here, and then here shoulder turn, add a shoulder turn, add the shoulder turn, wait and then let it go, wait and let it go, wait and then let it go. Remember when we do the arm action, swing, reach up, swing and touch this, swing and touch this. So that motion, the key is letting it go this way, and the shoulder turn. And when you go backward, and the shoulder turn. So deep enough, shoulder wind up, and then let it go. Make the rope motion faster. So the hands are coming too close to your body in your case. So try to have the feel of throwing the rope away from your body.
That one.
Yeah. So here, let it go. Have enough speed so that the rope can go as much as possible. The body is, wait, before you let it go, the body is moving too much, and then
Okay.
this is,
Start
so
with this.
yeah, the rope motion is late. So your goal is to throw the rope and reach out forward.
Okay.
Remember, whenever the rope goes to the neck, that means it's flat. But here, still the hand is too low here. So let's go back here. Your hands are going here. It's too low. Try to keep the hands above your shoulder.
Okay. Okay.
And then throw, the same thing happens again.
Okay.
And again, feel the motion of the rope,
Okay.
the end of the rope. This is the main motion. You want to generate good the motion of the end of the rope. It's not about what your body does, but let go. Feel the motion of the end of the rope. Okay? Play with the rope. Yes. Yes, now you're reaching out more. Good. 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 But still the swing plane is not consistent.
Yeah.
Because you are coming in quite a bit here, and coming in quite a bit. Instead, you have to adjust it so that the rope motion can be really consistent. If you have a plane here, swing, you're moving the rope along that plane, swing, swing, swing. So whether you increase the speed or not, you have to maintain that.
Yeah.
So your goal is to develop consistency. Yeah, pay attention to the rope motion. Now it's getting better. It's getting better.
Getting better?
Yeah.
Good.
So this is the thing. When you use the club, you can manipulate it with your
Yeah.
wrist, hand motion. When you use rope, this is flexible. So you have to move the body properly. Then the rope will move consistently, right?
Yeah.
So now you're sort of reprogramming your body motion pattern. Feel the, yes. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
So, and then also one way to avoid the rope hitting your body too much is you have to have a nice slow down.
Yeah.
Instead of just let it go and then hit your body. At the end, slow down by adding extra shoulder turn, swing, and by adding extra shoulder turn at the end, it will slow down, slow down, slow down. If your shoulder just stops, then the rope come around and hit your body hard. Yes. And then increase the speed while maintaining the motion. Yes. What that means is now you have a lot better transmission sequence.
Yeah.
Because your shoulder is moving continuously here and then coming down here.
Yeah.
Instead of quickly starting the motion like we saw in the data. You look at it early on in the back swing, you quickly move and then slow down quite a bit and stop here. But instead, the continuous motion, let it go, let it go, let it go. So in order to make this motion continuous, your lower body has to allow that. feel the motion of the end of the rope. That's the key. There's a consistent motion. Swing, swing. In this one, we don't see anymore you jumping off.
Yeah.
And early sliding. Here you have a good leg action, and then left leg action here. So you are not going to this position anymore.
Yeah.
You are not jumping off anymore. Let's make the rope a bit short. Let's set the rope a bit. So we do about this much slack with the part. When it's shorter, it'll be easier to handle. Yeah. Now, also, the tendency I see is that your swing was outward, right? But this time, with the rope, your swing is not outward anymore. Then, if you use a similar right arm motion, you are coming in quite a bit here.
Yeah.
So instead, from here, let it go. Let it go out instead of trying to bring this in forward. So reach out this way. Let it go this way forward. Oh, instead of, so the idea is, if your hands are coming in too early, if you're dragging this whole thing, then your hands go forward this way. So the hands are moving forward the time. Oh, it's too out.
Oh, too out. Okay.
This time it was too outward. Okay. Oh, it's inward.
Okay.
Throw the hands toward me. Yes. 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 That makes the playing a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
Now let's make it a bit longer. And put it there. Do the same thing. Throw the hands toward me. Yes. Oh. Make the backswing a bit faster. Keep repeating the motion smoothly. It's a one continuous motion. And one continuous motion. Swing, 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 swing. Very good. Now look at this. How consistent the rope motion is.
Oh, yeah.
So you started working with the rope.
Yeah.
And then your hand motion is better. So your hand motion now toward me. It's important to use the hand motion properly so that you can guide the rope in the right direction. Right? Again, make it the longest. So hold it at the end. Do the same thing. You are throwing the hands toward me and have one continuous motion. And give enough speed in the backswing so that the rope goes around your body. Swing, 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 swing. So now you don't have to do jumping up because of this repetition, you have to continue this motion so you can have a jump off.
Yeah.
Initially, your rope swing was like a robot just turning like this. Now you are human here, using the whole body and the head, this rhythmic motion of the body.
Oh, yeah.
But here in the backswing, you are standing on the right side of the head. So when you do this, you're not worried about the posture and everything. All you do is just shift it this way, shift it this way,
Yeah.
and then have more active navigation. Right? Now, This is really heavy. Although it's flexible, rigid flexible, it's heavy. So it will be more difficult to handle this. And unless you use your body well, it's tough to just swing this with your arms.
Yeah.
The hold about center of the grip here. Not the two hand here. Yeah. And the swing, again, swing back and forth. You feel the same thing. Swing, swing. Similar body action. And although it does not completely wrap around your body, but imagine that you are still holding a rope in your hand.
Yeah.
So wait until the imaginary rope goes around your body and then start the downswing.
Yeah.
So one way to know that you have enough time is if you minimize the bending of the whip. If the whip bends a lot, that means the end wants to go this way. You're forcing it to this way. But if you let it go and you swing, let it come all the way here and then push.
Yeah.
Come all the way here and then push. So let it go all the way and then start to swing. Then you will be able to minimize the bending. So swing back and forth. You don't have to swing hard, but try to feel the overall flow. It's a more leg-driven motion. Just let it go. And then the hands should come this way. Yes. Swing and work with the whip. So instead of dominating it, let it go and then just turn the direction. Swing. Yes. Now what we see is this extra shoulder movement again.
Yeah.
Because that is going here, and you're not bending that much.
I feel much different after doing that.
So it's important to play with the devices with the very different physical characteristics.
Yeah.
Your goal is always to work with the device. If you can handle these well, that means you have control, complete control over your body motion.
Yeah.
So we're developing the mobility system here. Swing, yes. Swing, 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 swing. This is really good time. This is time. So no need to bring this down.
Yeah.
Your goal is to using the body and then swing through, bring it back, swing through.
Okay.
Yeah. Swing, 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 yes. The plane is really good now. Yeah. Swing, 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 swing. Yeah, this is it. So you are working with the device lab here. Yeah, this is it. No rush. Wait until the backswing is completed.
Yeah.
Make sure to let it go. Let it go. And then your lower is working with the upper body.
Yeah.
With the timing. So this is the idea. This is the idea. So always when you work with something, you have to really work with the device. Okay? Instead of just for your pleasure, the pleasure of your body, you have to work with the device so that you generate the intended motion.
Yeah.
And particularly, it should be consistent motion back and forth.
Yeah.
You have enough time so that you can use your lower body to promote the whole body time. Right? Now let's go back to your club. Now swing the club back and forth. Okay. Imagine you're holding a whip or the rope. So give you enough time. Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Oh, look at this. Now you're standing on your right side better. And so you're not rushing. Again, I will rush again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. you want to add your effort, you want to swing harder, then all you do is give faster backswing,
Yeah.
have a bit more effort in the wind-up, in the backswing. With that, let it go. So using the body, then let it go.
Yeah.
When you try to hit somebody really hard using a club or something, you don't just hit like this, but like, you turn your body quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to swing harder, then just add more wind up or more effort in the wind up. The automatically the bounce will be faster. Yes. So that's what you need to practice a lot.
Yeah.
If you want to swing hard this way, you have to put backswing. If this is slow, then everything is your effort in the downswing. This gives jump and then late arm action, everything. Yep. So when you have a fast enough backswing, then your main concern is to slow this down and then change the direction and let go, right?
Yeah.
Your body will act accordingly. Your body, lower body will start working with the ground better. And so that, you can slow this down and then change direction and let go. But if this is slow, the demand is not that high, so your body can do different things.
Yeah.
In your case, you're just turning the body a lot, with a flat backswing here. And then this was what you were trying to do. But if you have active motion here, there's no room for that kind of stuff because your main goal is to slow this down actively and then change the direction, right?
Yeah.
So it'll simplify a lot of things. It gets rid of a lot of issues. Yes. Now that flow is really good. You're using the lower body to promote the upper body turn. Now let's put it in the structure.
Okay.
So we'll do the so-called step tricks here.
Okay.
It's based on 2 steps. Stage 1, you have to take 2 steps. So start with the both feet together, and then we'll use something called the trigger motion. Trigger motion is the swing, the pre-swing toward the top.
Yeah.
So from here, turn, then throw the club toward the target, and then toward the end of this trigger motion, you will take 1 step that way. It's similar to your body shift
Yeah.
in the longer swing. Right? And then, so you start the backswing. Toward the end of the backswing, you will take the 2nd step toward the target. So here, to here. If you take too long a step there, you don't have much room for this step. So it should be relatively short. So here, and then this step, then and this step, then let it go.
Okay.
So start with the trigger. From the trigger, at the end of the trigger, you have the waist step. Yeah, exactly. So that's the timing. Now, let's repeat this. Now, the trigger motion should be a little bit more active. So the trigger motion, instead of just going here, use body here.
Okay.
Then let the leg push here. And with that, you will have the active backswing. Yes. So, and then, at the end of the backswing, just your goal is just to have a good, sufficient shoulder turn here, wind up, and from there, let it go.
Okay.
The downswing is coming from this wind up and the back. So you are an archer shooting an arrow. And then, tension here, aim and then let it go. Right?
Yeah.
Instead of turning back and then release it. So instead of introducing the shoulder early, wind up, weird, and then in one action, let it go. This time, when you take step, you move this way too much. So here is the idea. So during the back, you will shift it this way. And this is called the shift away. And then with the next step, you're only recentering.
Okay.
Just coming back to where you started. From there, just swing, instead of going too far this way.
Okay.
give more effort in the wind up, so that you don't have to jump in the downswing. Yes, that's good flow. Oh, this time rushed. From the backswing to downswing, this will be rushed.
Okay.
Part of the reason is if you rush here, so now this is swing. Swing goes here, the weight until this completely ends, start this motion. When this goes up, your weight, and then start.
Okay.
If you rush here, you rush here.
Okay.
If you have enough time, using this time, you will have to shift, take step, right? And take step, no rush here. So if you have enough time here, then you can horse here. So use an active trigger and then also press the backswing, increase the backswing speed. Yeah. Yeah. So when you have press the backswing, naturally you have more range of motion, and also here you have more time.
So it's like fast backswing, but then you're still.
And then slow down nicely. Slow down nicely by adding extra shoulder turn here, and then you're ready.
Okay.
Yes, this time the backswing body turn was really good. So here, from this turn here, you are turning the body, and then
Okay.
this gives you really good transition sequence, well spaced central to peripheral transition sequence. Yes. The key in the backswing is good body turn
Yeah.
instead of using the arms. This is really good. Yes.
Okay.
Now I'll recode the stage 1. So when I say go and then swing, okay, you ready? Stage 1, go. Yep. So you now your swing pad is very different. It's flowing very well. Okay, ready? Stage 1, go. You can make the trigger motion a bit more rigorous.
Yeah.
So this high, using the body and the left leg, and then bring it back.
Okay. Yeah.
Now the downswing is naturally coming from this wind up and then let it go.
Yeah.
You don't have to pull it down and jump. It's all about flow.
Yeah.
Because of this speed and the range of motion, you're building the tension here using the same muscles that letting it go down. So if you want to swing hard this way, you just add or
Okay.
wind up. Now this is stage 1. Stage 2, we'll start eliminating the steps. So stage 2 will eliminate the first step. So then you can use a bit narrow stance or close to your regular stance. The same trigger motion. And then without stepping here, bring it back and then take a small step here and then let it go.
Okay.
So we are going close to the regular swing by eliminating the steps. This time the step was too long.
Yeah.
So no need to step that far.
Okay.
If intentionally you move your body this way, then it's hard to have the right timing for the arm motion. So your goal is to stand up good here, shift away, and only recenter.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you take the step, still after the take step, your posture is like this.
Yeah.
There is a turn to this way. A slight reverse to the posture here to take this step. Okay, there you go. So use the trigger, more active trigger. Oh, this time you jumped the period. So
Yeah.
that's true. By using good wind up. When you have good wind up, then you don't have to do anything extraordinary on the way down. So yeah. Yes. So that's how you awaken your body. Now you're using the whole body. Again, stage 2. Now let me record this. Yeah, once you develop the basic rhythm, then the stages can be pretty straightforward. So, okay, ready, stage 2, go.
Ground.
That's okay. When you repeat this again and again, you will develop a lot smoother motion, but smoother but more rigorous. Okay. Ready. Stage 2, go. Yes. Now, we're usually so the whole purpose is that we start eliminating the steps, but you will have to remember the way you move your body. So that way. So. Now you can see that. You are swinging through instead of.
Yeah. Yeah, so the flow is really good. Stage 3, no step. No step. So then assume your regular stance. But you tend to have a wide stance, but you have to find the reasonable stance. So from here, shift away, recentered, let it go. And in doing this, I don't know for ladies what would be the best phrase, but for men, what I use is DJ sing. So who's the best player in DJ now? Nelly Corda. So it's a bit different to emphasize the next Yeah.
thing, right? Last name should be like one syllable.
Yeah. Oh, Danielle Kang.
Daniel King, okay. Daniel King, that's good. Okay. Daniel King.
Yeah.
Yes. So you always say that. Yeah. Danny is also a bit hard to say, but or just you can just say Danny or King. So Danny King.
Yeah.
That may be good. So always try to say that intentionally. That will control your overall rhythm. Yes. Look at the flow.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
Yeah. So when you do this, then you cut down a lot of unnecessary things. Your main focus is have enough speed here, and then just change the direction and then let it go. And in doing that, you're using your lower, you're a lot better. So the flow is pretty good. Now, let's say here we have a big drum here, okay? So all the way down, when your arms and the club are straightened like this, we're hitting the drum.
Yeah.
And then so they get loud sound.
Yeah.
So everyone can hear, even those currently in a war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So particularly those Russian soldiers can hear that. Okay, so stop and then what's going on. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Then always having the right image is really important. Yes.
Yes. Now let me record this. And then this motion pattern is quite natural, so it's not something, unusual in this. So as you repeat this, you automatically get used to this rhythm, okay? All right, so ready, stage 3, go. Look at that flow. Look at that flow. You are not rushing, you just let it go all the way, and then prepare your body, and then let it go. Okay, so that's the whole idea in this. All right, ready, stage 3, go. Okay. Now let's compare your initial swing with the current swing pattern. So this is what you're doing now, stage 3. Versus
a lot different.
this is the moment of discovery, of realization that how you were swinging and how you were swinging. So this is the current swing pattern. Then the initial swing was this goes in 10. Yeah, this one. 9.
Yeah.
So you can really use your body. So the purpose of having enough backswing and slight reverse pure posture with the ratio here is to use your body. Okay?
Yeah.
And with that, then go use your body. But always, this is what happens. If your body senses that you're not ready to go down, then it will introduce some sort of a compensation.
Yeah.
And you have excessive leg action or sliding or early pelvis opening, whatever that is. But when you prepare your body enough during the backswing, particularly by using the speed here, and to prepare your body well, then so just to go down the swing becomes a lot simpler. Your main goal will be then slow this down actively and then speed up. Right?
Yeah.
So that from now on, what you will need to do is use stage 3 as your cushion.
Okay.
So this time, let's pretend that there's a board here. And then do a stage 3 first, and then your regular swing. But here, one thing important is, let's do this 3-step approach. So you will do a full stage 3 with a good trigger motion here. Swing. And then the second one is the mini stage 3. Make the trigger motion about this big here. But still you have to use your body here, not just the arm here. Active backswing. And then the third one is your regular swing.
Yeah.
So 3-step approach. Full stage 3, mini stage 3, and your regular swing. And remember how you move your body. The mini stage 3, smaller but similar time contact. So when you start the shoulder turn on the way down, before this is completed, if you start the shoulder turn, you tend to go flat and then have a steeper downswing. Or here, this is already started and then putting it down. So wait until this is completed, given the shoulder turn, complete here, and then start downswing motion as one action. Okay. Again, full stage 3. In mini stage 3, although you can go there 45 degrees here, but that has to come from your body action, pushing the ground with the left leg, and then move back. Yes, that timing was better now. And then your regular swing, the same thing. Regular field, action completed, and then go. This time with the brush. Yeah. So But before this is completed, but this is something you have to pay attention to. When you have trigger motion, it's easy. You are starting from here. You can have active backswing. But when you start from here, then it's hard to generate enough speed, right? So before you start, you have to move the body somehow, right?
Yeah.
So here, then he can, and then he can, the same thing. Although the magnitude is smaller, but we are using exactly the same timing, okay? And then he can solve this.
Okay.
Internally, then he can. So your body has to do something to promote this motion. It's called the body trigger instead of using the club. This is a club trigger motion, and this is a body trigger motion. So that's why during the trigger motion, you have to use your left leg, and then you have this motion, body motion. So the goal is not this one, but rather more body driven trigger, and then go back. The same thing. And then.
Yeah.
These are all using the same section. So full stage three, mini stage three, and regular. Yes. Yes. So like that. So you have to migrate from stage three to your regular swing strategically, so that you can take advantage of the body rhythm you developed in your regular swing. So that's the whole idea here. So that's why we started from 2 steps, 1 step, and then 4 steps. And then eventually, eliminate the trigger motion. Right?
Yeah.
So when you have this Denny, exaggerate Denny, there's a wall here. By recentering, you are pushing against the wall, and then let it. Instead of quickly, while it's going, quickly coming.
Yeah.
And the push by recentering, push the wall here. So in the regular swing, the purpose of your backswing is a good wind up here, right? Wind up in this body posture so that you can, yeah.
Okay.
Although I'm not a ball controller specialist, my main focus is biomechanics, but having a good image is always important,
Yeah.
because that will organize your motion. Right?
Yeah.
And that motion does not have to be jerky, because if you consider the timing here, and then coming back, right? Coming back. So this should also coming back instead of quick motion.
Okay.
Yes. So you can have different trigger motions. Some people do this motion here. So stand, so instead of turning, it's not turning, but rather more standing on the left side. Standing on the left side and then go to the right. This is one way. So for that, either you turn or shift. Either way, you have to push the ground with the left leg before you start the action and go. Or in my case, I can do so. When I go up and come down, and then load onto this side, and then start. So whatever that is, what you have to avoid is just going into backswing from stationary balance direction. What's important at the beginning of backswing is how to break the balance.
Yeah.
And the easiest way is you move your body suddenly before the start. So before the cleavage start, you introduce your body motion, rhythmic body motion, so that this becomes easier. The key is loading on this side.
Yeah.
And then you can lift it, simply lift the right heel, and then load onto this side, and then go this way. So when you start the backswing, you have to load the body a little bit, and then push, push here. This is the key. Anything that promotes this good push here, and then active turn, that should be helpful. So you have to find something that works for you. Okay? So let's do stage 3, mini stage 3 and your regular swing.
Stage 3.
Yeah, mini stage first. So full stage 3, mini stage 3, and regular. And then have a more active kind of interaction in the regular swing, so that you have enough action. And also, if the body turns too quickly before the club catches up, then you have trouble. If you go too quickly, the goal is to throw the club around your body. But the purpose of this trigger and then having active action is to let the club go around your body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of lifting or intentionally using arms. To keep focus on the club head motion. Yes. So when you give attention to the club head, then your goal is to move the club head fast enough to instead of
Yeah.
quickly moving your body. So the goal is always the club head motion. By using your body,
Yeah.
you're generating the club head motion. Against for stage 3, it is stage 3 and regular. Yes. Yes. Now you're working with clear better. Yes. Always, it's not about your body motion, rather the clear motion. Because you want to promote good clear motion.
Yeah.
Then you do this.
So all 3 or just?
Yeah, all 3. Okay, ready, full stage 3, mini stage 3, and regular. Go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now I can see you are working on the flow. Yeah, very good. Today you just experience what it is like, and then from now on you have to diligently work on the rhythm. And then soon you will reach the level where you can do the whole thing without even beginning, because it becomes so natural. Okay, ready for stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular. Go.
So it's getting me right when you repeat this. Today it's been only about an hour that you practice this.
Okay.
But you have made this much changes.
Yeah.
So from now it's a matter of stabilization
Yeah.
and the refining. Okay? We're using like reprogramming. The right kind of-
Go. Go.
So it's just, again, a matter of practicing and refining this and make a part of your swing. We have all these, this swing pattern described in our DNA. For some reason, as you have more structured lessons and things like that, you tend to move away from the natural pattern. Because obviously in the instructions, the focus is sometimes on something else. But in the end, how you have to pay attention is the whole motion. So we have this holistic view of what you're doing in the swing. Ultimately, we want to generate good motion of the club head. Okay? So then, the best is cutting down all the unnecessary movement. The main is along the swing plane. You have a little bit of off plane motion. So the club head goes actually away from the swing plane. That's okay at the top because of the anatomical limitations. We cannot keep going this way. So you move it a bit higher. This is the normal. And then, but on the way down, you bring it to the swing plane and then let it go.
Yeah.
So mostly it's the motion along the swing plane. Then the key is just moving the club head along the swing plane in both directions. And your body motion has to help this consistent motion, right? And also generate more speed. So the focus is always the motion of the club head, continuous, consistent motion of the club head. And as you increase more effort, but still the motion should be along the same plane. So when you have that kind of imaging, then you have a lot more purposeful practice. And then you can shape the whole of the swing. Questions?
Now that I think of it, you went really well. Yeah, everything makes a lot
So
of sense.
initially you had some issues with the moving the body, but after we had having some dancing, then certainly it changed completely.
Yeah.
What it means is that you know how to move the body, but simply you're not using it. But once you experience that, then it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, we have one of those. We just don't have a row.
The robe is yours.
Oh, thank you.
Take this.
Thank you so much.
This is a souvenir. Put your initial or name here. This can disappear.
Okay.
So in the country, there's a shortage of this particular phone.
Huh.
34-inch, silver grade nylon.
Weird.
Yeah. So you need to ship it.
Oh,
When she's working on that, using that row, she could like switch over to the 1 foot lasso.
Yeah. So it's important to play with devices with very different physical capabilities. You can have something shorter, heavy. I also use the kettlebell. Today I didn't use kettlebell, but you can use different things, and then you should be able to manipulate it.
yeah.
That means you have really healthy motor system here.
Yeah.
So because you can, depending on what you're dealing with, you can quickly adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's really important. In boxing, sometimes you tend to just do exactly the same thing again and again. Then you lose all these good variability components. So your system actually becomes more. Sometimes this is misunderstood as a consistency, but actually you are losing the flexibility there.
Yeah.
So unless you move this way, or you just fail. You have really bad shot if you go away from that particular path. Like elderly people, when they fall, it's because they lose this variability in the motion. So unless they move certain ways, if there's an obstacle or something, so they go away from their moving pattern that they fall. Boxing the same thing. You keep swinging exactly the same way. You have really narrow margin, and then when your swing goes outside, then it's completely causing you trouble. But when you have a good variability, that means you are controlling your body. So even if you have some different combinations of different things, but you can generate very similar outcome again and again. And then when you want to hit the draw or fade, you can change the swing motion within that flexibility. So when you do that, you have no problem. So it's really important to develop variability in the body, and that's also flexibility. You will controllability, right? So work with the different devices, and always try to understand the physical characteristics of the device. Then you will be able to adjust your body motion and work with it peacefully. Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the image matters, but this time when you swing the ball, imagine you have a sticker, yeah, you want to shake it off. Then if you have that kind of image, on the way down, somehow you will swing till here, and then shake off the sticker, right?
Yeah.
That helps. So always having the right image shapes your motion. So it's quite important to use a good image.